Hey guys, Ken here from the Retro Toys Capades channel in Malaysia. Mattel launched their massive, over-ambitious MOTU Origins Snake Lair playset at STCC 2024, and the response was indeed overwhelming, although perhaps not entirely as they were expecting. Thousands of fans protested against what was revealed to them as it resembled nothing of the original concept art that was presented during the fan voting sessions. In fact, it resembled nothing of how the Snake Lair looked like in various different packaging art representations over the last 2 years. Furthermore, Mattel even curiously used this concept image for their official Snake Lair crowdfund announcement countdown, and this just showed that the confusion and disconnect was possibly stemming from within the company itself. Last week, Mattel Creations launched an impromptu online survey to gauge the interest of fans towards the project, and the proposed price point of $300 for this playset, okay, 300 US dollars, not including shipping and handling and taxes and import charges and all of that good stuff. I can't say for sure just how many fans out there were thrilled at paying that amount for something like this, but I'm guessing it wasn't a lot. Now, I also received literally hundreds of comments and thoughts from all of you guys out there on all of the Retro Toys Capades social media platforms, not just YouTube, but also Facebook and Instagram. And I'll also be sharing some of the more interesting ones later in the video. But needless to say, it looked like Mattel had something that might perform underwhelmingly, but nobody could predict what would happen next. Mattel have just issued an official statement on the Snake Lair playset, and here's what it says. Dear MOTU fan, Eternia has been buzzing since we unveiled the Origins Snake Lair at San Diego Comic-Con. Some of you loved it, some did not. Yeah, how about a lot? Okay, did not, right? We appreciate each and every one of you, and we want to get this right. To do so, we are postponing the launch of our crowdfund to incorporate your feedback. Really? We believe in the Snake Lair. We know you do too because you voted it Eternia's choice last year. Well, we voted for something else. Okay, I didn't vote for it. Okay, I was very clear on that. But those of you who did, voted for something that was completely different. Snake Lair will be back and better than ever. I hope so, okay? I mean, not really, but I want to see what they come up with. Stay tuned for details. Thank you for your patience and understanding, the Mattel Creations team. Well, guys, there's a lot to take in from this message here, this particular update. And I have to say, it is a bit surprising, shocking even. But we'll get into this a bit later. In the meantime, I just wanted to provide a snapshot of some of the feedback and thoughts that you guys shared in the last couple of videos talking about this playset. That's right, okay, these are your thoughts and commentary. I did ask you guys in my last video if this thing was a hiss or miss. Alright? And here's what you said. It literally looks like a pile of shit. Well, there it is right there. I ain't paying 300 for that shit. It's a miss. I'll pass, thanks. 300 US. That's a lot in Australian dollars plus shipping. Try Malaysian, okay? They're either going to need to change it or scrap it. Looks like they scrapped it. It's never going to fun as it is with all of the negative feedback everywhere. Yeah, do tell. It was a terrible decision to make the Snake Lair massive after just releasing Eternia and making the playset so different from what was originally presented. I think the Snake Lair concept art feels more MOTU than the final playset, as it has the same basic shell design as Castle Grayskull and Snake Mountain. What I really like about the concept art though is that it has the original Snake Man logo, which isn't as visible on the actual playset. That's true, okay? And by the way, shout out to Retro Action UK, long-time follower here on the channel. 300, I'm in. And hopefully 5,999 other crazy MOTU fans. Okay, I'm assuming that's working off the assumption that 6,000 backers were required in order for this thing to get funded, although nobody really knows for sure because the crowdfund details were never officially announced. And never will be, I guess. If you told me the fan vote was rigged by someone at Mattel who loves snakes, I would believe you. I hate how many snakes they have put into Origins. Do tell, man. Here. Axel's OC Snake Man are not appealing, and the snake castle does not need to be the size of Eternia. I was never going to get the snake castle unless Mattel really impressed me with a reasonable offering. 300 for a big brown castle isn't it. I hear you, okay, because me, myself, I've been sick of the Snake Man for a really long time. This thing should have just ended in 2022, okay, but it's 2 years later. They're still running it. In fact, they're bleeding it into Turtles of Grayskull as well. Okay, they did the bait and switch when it came to this playset. And it was mainly because they know that once you guys see it, you're going to want it regardless of the price. Okay, a lot of people actually did not want it, okay, even before they found out the price. Because of some stupid reason, content creators love speculating extremely high prices and say that it's normal. Do they? Even though we see playsets bigger than this for less than $100 in retail stores, that's true. Although retail works off a completely different module, this being a crowdfund and an exclusive, can't expect that to be the same price as something like Snake Mountain or Castle Grayskull. I think we're pretty clear on that. But still, I don't think that it needs to be 300. Okay, hopefully Mattel does a better job understanding what fans want from this survey than when they asked us to vote on it last year. I'm over the Snake Lair now and don't even care for it as I did before. Just give us the Slime Pit and Fright Zone at retail. Yeah, I want those sets too, okay? I want those vintage sets, definitely. Okay, 300 was a suggested price to see how the community reacts to it. If we are openly okay with it, then they'll make it 299 to 350. What? They're going to make it even more? If you're not okay with it, the price will be 150 to 199. Well, I mean, perhaps, okay, but I'm not really sure if this thing that we saw could actually be put out there into the market for something that low. Okay, I really don't think that's the case. And this would be at least $600 for me, around $300 extra once it arrives to my country through my third-party delivery provider. I'm not even taking into consideration US shipping plus taxes to my US third-party PO box. Okay, I heard that, bro. Okay, because I know what that feels like. Definitely, when I get stuff shipped down all the way from Mattel Creations to Malaysia, okay, that stuff ain't cheap, all right? Even though it will look amazing with my Galaxy Warriors, not MOTU, but Galaxy KOs. Okay, Galaxy Warriors are actually pretty awesome. Okay, I think I've done a review for one of them a while back. Okay, pretty awesome figures. Hopefully they come back at very affordable rates. However, even if I can afford it, I don't want to pay that much for a toy. It's close to my apartment rent of 3 months. Guys, definitely, okay, do not sacrifice your rent for something like this. Okay, here it says we're looking at about $30 in taxes and $50 for shipping. Wow. Is Mattel Creations located next to you or something like that? Okay, because most of us internationally are not faced with that. Okay, let's hear it from the Nightwolf, all right? Ow! Nightwolf Pro, all right? Long-time follower, supporter here of the channel. I wish I could be as dramatic as you can when I do these kinds of videos. Thank you, my friend. All right, thanks for watching. It's very entertaining. The Skeletal Lady Slitter is even worse than a tear, all right, since they have to make gold in 2 weeks for her to be included. To be honest, I'm more interested in her figure than I am in the playset. Okay, I personally want the Iron Maiden. Actually, I talked about that in my last video. I want a skeletal tail to go with her. You miss what appears to be a golden snake staff as a potential key on the front, which turns all the snake men with staffs into latchkey kits. Okay, for question number 4, I answered the redesign. Okay, what was question number 4 again? Anyway, yeah, okay, those staffs that the Snake Man came with, especially the vintage ones, perhaps, okay, they could be used to interact with the playset. If not, you might say that it's a missed opportunity. Okay, pass for me in its current state. Looks nothing like what we voted on. Looks like it's a Fisher-Price version for toddlers. Doesn't fit with the 1980s look and feel that Origins is supposed to capture. And that's definitely something that a lot of you guys felt as well. And here we have a comment here from Dented Battle Armor, aka Terrence Tan, Master MOTU Collector from Malaysia. Shout out to Terrence for a playset this size with a vehicle and figure. $300 is reasonable, but that being said, it's fugly. Looks nothing like the concept art. Fail. Okay, so yes, okay, we're definitely getting a lot of those comments. Better than the 550 for Eternia. Well, that's obvious. Eternia was an entirely different beast. And the one thing that Eternia has over this particular set is not just the size, but also the fact that it was electronic, right? Okay, I'll buy it. Not sure what's up with these little whiners drowning in their tears, but I love it. Again, guys, listen, I do appreciate all of the comments. Whether you guys loved it or you hated it, I do appreciate every one of you taking the time to leave your comments here. I'm just super sad that we'll never see what they actually showed us pictures of. I want that playset, not this thoughtless version of a Picasso. Rip off, false advertising to the power of 10, right? It's a real disaster. My God, how horrible. Enough of bullshit. Mattel is playing with the fans, making lines and crossovers that are completely trash. We just want all of the vintage figures, play sets, and vehicles in Origins line like they promised. Preach it, brother. That's exactly what I've been about since the beginning. Okay, I just want the original batch of Masters figures that came out in the 80s. Just make them reborn again as Origins figures. Just do that and I'll be happy. I think a lot of people here will be happy with that as well. Enough of these concept snake figures. Okay, but that's what it is. I have had enough of the Snake Man. Enough of Turtles of Grayskull and enough of play sets. Well, it looks like the Turtles of Grayskull may actually be ending because they've announced Masters of the Universe and Thundercats. Okay, that one I'm pretty excited for, I have to say. I just want Origin style Blade. I want that guy too. Stone Down, Modulok, Dragstore. Modulok is on the way. Not sure about Dragstore though. How many years are they going to take to make someone like him? And the rest of the vintage remakes at this point, I am fatigued. Okay, yes, definitely. A lot of us are. It looks like a Chapmay playset. You know, Chapmay actually has some really great stuff, okay? I've been watching their stuff like since the early 2000s when they were rebranded under some other name. And I have to say that, I mean, they were putting out some really good play sets for those price points. Collectors always seem to complain, right? But I think this play set is pretty cool. It's got all of the good stuff and the concept art just shuffle around a bit. The extra bits are fun and make it more interesting to play with. Only downside is it's too big and probably pricey, I'll give you that. Well, definitely both of those things are down, okay? It's too big and it's going to be too pricey. I'm buying this no matter what the price is. I don't care what fans say about it. I'm going to get it. But aren't you a fan too? Okay, so, I mean, whether fans like it or don't like it, I guess everybody's still a fan. Personally, I'm loving this playset. Not sure if I'll back, but I do like it. Okay, very interesting looking, but no tie to any media or anything that's gone before, except, I guess, packaging artwork, mini comics. Wasn't Snake Mountain the Snake Man's Lair anyway? Actually, you know what? If you ask me now, I'm not really sure. Okay, was King Hiss the original owner for Snake Mountain? I always thought it was just Skeletor's place. Okay, but I think that when it comes to the Snake Lair, it's strictly meant as just a base for Lady Slither, and that's the storyline they're going with. Now, this is a no for me, and I can't believe this won a fan vote. I can't either, okay? Slime Pit, Fright Zone, Battle Bones, and the canon movie figures should be made out of the plastic Mattel would waste on this. Okay, I can't agree more, all right? They went too far with it, a little goofy and a mess, and way too big, which means too much money. Hell yes, it does. I don't think it will fund. Should have stuck with the more original concept that would be like Grayskull or Snake Mountain, and kept it at that size, maybe under a $200 price point. And I suppose pricing it below $200 would be something that a lot of you guys would be agreeable with. The more I look at it, the more it sucks. You know what? You guys sure have been creative with your comments and stuff like that. I do appreciate every one of you that stopped by to leave me your thoughts. Again, there's tons more, like literally hundreds. Okay, go check out the videos, check out the comments trail if you want to see more of the comments that have been shared. But in conclusion, guys, okay, I would just like to share that I personally am stunned. Okay, I'm shocked that Mattel took this decision to basically hold off or possibly even cancel outright the entire Snake Lair playset. Definitely, they've put the brakes on the crowdfund. And I don't know what this means exactly, but I was surprised because I pretty much thought that they would just go ahead with whatever they had, with the confidence to put this thing out there. Because win or lose, at the end of the day, This is something that was created, so I think that it deserves a chance to at least be out there. Perhaps if the crowdfund module doesn't work, they could maybe try something else, okay, like maybe made to order. No doubt the price of it is probably going to be a lot higher then, but still, I would think that, there's people out there that really want the set. Okay, it's obvious. Okay, just like there's thousands of people who are not interested in it at all, there is a market though that is interested in investing in it. They would pay. Okay, they would definitely pay even if they charge $500 for it. Okay, even if it's something that was more exclusive than Eternia, and it was so limited, and it went for something like $600 to $700, there's definitely still going to be a market for it. If you remember when they put out something like Eternia about 2 years ago, and I did a lot of coverage on that on this channel as well, there was a shit ton of detractors out there just hoping that that thing would just never crowdfund, right? There was like YouTube channels, okay, putting out videos telling people not to purchase it. And this channel, honestly speaking, all this time, no matter what my views are on a project, I have never asked people to not go out there and buy something that they personally enjoy. Okay, everybody has the right to purchase what they want. And when it comes to something like this, I do believe also that while a lot of the negative feedback is warranted, there is still a market for it, like I mentioned, right? I believe the true market would only materialize once this thing is actually made available, because there are thousands of fans all across the world, okay, who are not involved in any YouTube engagement. They don't take part in any surveys. You don't hear any comments from them. They do follow the news. They do watch the videos, but they never really say anything. You don't know what's on their mind, okay, because they're just people who are in it to just purchase the toys, okay? They're not involved in the engagement of it or anything like that. But when something like this is made available, they put down their money for it, okay? Not everybody who purchases this stuff is somebody that you interact with on YouTube or social media. There's a huge market out there who's just interested in the toys, all right? So whenever you're listening to feedback like this, granted, okay, in this particular case, there's a lot of negative feedback associated with this. I just feel that meant Mattel would have to manage their expectations. But I do feel, however, okay, if they had put this thing out there, there is still a market for it. Whether or not it was sufficient to meet the crowdfund, I'm not really sure. I think that anything's possible, and MOTU collectors are definitely capable of anything. So look, guys, my personal takeaway from this is that Mattel should have just stuck to their guns and put this thing up there for crowdfund like they wanted to, because they already told this one master model, right? They've already shown us what the thing was supposed to be like. So just put it out there, take the results as they are. If it doesn't work out, scrap it entirely, move on to something else, okay? Give us something like the freaking Fright Zone or something like that. Either way, guys, let me know what your thoughts are on all of this. Okay, what do you guys think of what has happened here, about Mattel's decision to hold off the crowdfund and possibly just scrap the entire Snake Lair playset? Hit me up in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching.